Hey guys, what's up? It's SETI Mania. So tonight I'm kind of full of a lot of energy because the new iCarly iGet Pranky, it was awesome and so funny. It was great. And I loved it, and I loved all the pranks. And I loved the first part where they first started the web show. They were talking about they had Gibby standing in a bucket of hair. And then they talked about, they got it from the barber shop, and Freddy's like, bald people are not welcome. And that was so funny. But anyways, the whole episode was basically about pranks. And I'd have to say it was this episode was more of a Spencer episode, because it was all about, it was about everybody kind of pranking. It was because Carly asked Spencer to help her prank Freddy and Sam. And she did she did the classic, the sort of like one you would do at Halloween, where you put your head under a tray, and she lifted it up, and she scared them so bad, and that was funny. That was so hilarious. That was great. And also, before that, when Carly was sulking on the couch, she was watching, if you were listening closely, she was watching Drake and Josh. She was watching her old character, Megan, in the episode where they thought they killed the hamster Harmove. So that was so awesome. Bringing Drake and Josh back into that. That's awesome. That's great for that. So anyways, trying to think. So anyways, after the whole pranking, basically, and Freddy, basically when they were all in their room, there was a scene where they were all sitting in the room bored, kind of, and Spencer, I think Spencer called Gibby. He said his dad was home to pick him up, and he's like, "Can I have this bucket of hair?" And they're like, "Sure." So he took the bucket of hair and went off. And then they started talking about pranks and everything. And we find out that Carly has never pranked anyone. Wow, that's shocking. I mean, even Freddy said that he pulled a prank with raisins in a cap. I mean, that's kind of a lame prank, really. It'd be more fun if it was eggs. But anyways, and Sam's pulled dozens of pranks, of course, that we know. She's done devious things. But anyways, it was funny because they were both talking about, and Carly was like, "I don't need to pull a prank to seem cool or anything," and Sam was like, "Yeah, you need to pull a prank." And Freddy's like, I'm with Sam on this one. See, Freddy agreeing with Sam, so that was SETI right there. SETI. And then once they pulled the prank on Spencer, Spencer kind of had when he was talking with Carly about helping her pull the prank on Sam and Freddy, he had a flashback, and we saw when he was younger. And this was back like 14 years ago, because he's like 20 or something. And he pulled a prank where he had garlic powder. He had garlic powder dumped on a bunch of kids. And he thought it was funny, but it ended up they were all hurting in the eyes and everything. And he was like, "It's supposed to be a prank. You're supposed to laugh. Laugh, people." It was so funny. Because he just never pranked again. But then after he did the prank with Carly, he kind of got obsessed with it again. And he started pranking everyone. He pranked Tebow with the exploding smoothie. And then he got Sam with the brick wall in her locker. That was funny. But the best prank that I thought was funny was when Freddy was working with his tech cart, and he turned his back, and his tech cart magically went up and vanished before his eyes. And Sam came out of the back of the studio. He came out in a bathing suit. He wasn't wearing any clothes, and I don't really understand that. I'll never understand that. I'll never understand the mysteries of iCarly about why that. I don't know why. And Freddy was just looking at him like, it was so funny. But and then Carly was also, she tried to prank Gibby by putting a fish in his locker, and instead it turned out being trout for dinner. And that was like, when they walked off, it's like, Sam was like, "Yeah, you gave him trout," and Freddy walked off with her. So that was kind of a little SETI right there. But, so finally everybody was getting, and he also pranked Gibby, Spencer did, with the toilet splashing in his face. That was amazing. But I want to say the whole part of that, the whole little montage of that, the song, it was so awesome, and I would love to know what that song is. Would love to know what it's called because it was so cool. I was definitely laughing during that whole time, and he was all dancing around. He was like, "Got you!" It was like great, and so everything, and they were finally tired of his pranking. But he still didn't stop because Carly wanted him to sign a contract, so he gave her a pen, and it turned out to be a shock pen. And so when Sam picked up the pen, she shocked him in the neck. He was just down. He was out. And before that, Spencer had also pulled another prank in the apartment where Sam and Freddie got off the elevator and bam! Walked right into the plexiglass, like boom. And about this time, this is about the time where the pranks are getting old, not funny anymore. So anyways, Spencer's like, I'm not gonna stop pranking, you can't make me. So anyways, they come up with an idea at the group, so they decide to try and pull a prank on him to get back at him. So they go into the basement, and I think this is the first time we've seen the actual basement. I don't know, I don't remember. But anyways, they set up a prank to where they put Gibby on top and everything. And he's like, they're talking about the pranks he did, and Gibby's like, I'm afraid to pee. I was even looking up catheters on the, and they were all, and we all, or at least I know what a catheter is. It's a little tube. Well, I'm not gonna go into it. You all know. But anyways, so they try to pull a prank with a $20 bill, and Spencer gets a rake and picks up the 20, and he can't be pranked. They can't get him, so the prank's ruined. But they all decide to go back upstairs, and they call Gibby's name to come down. He's like, oh, and he falls right down on the hard concrete floor. And he's like, are any of my ribs broken? Okay. So, and then the next scene, they're sitting in the Groovy Smoothie, and they're all talking, and Gibby's got a broken arm. I think it was this arm, yeah. He's got a broken arm from being hitting the ground, literally. But they all decide that they need to bring back the kids who were pranked with the garlic powder. So they bring those back, and they're all adults, basically. And when it takes a minute for Spencer to recognize them all, then when he walks in, he's like, hey, you're so-and-so, and you're so-and-so, and you're so-and-so. And they're like, yes, we all are here to help you with your pranking. And Carly decides that she wants to capture this on video in case he ever gets out like this again. And she goes upstairs, she gets the camera, and when she comes back down, they're all kicking him and beating him and pounding the fudge out of him. And that was kind of funny. It was poor Spencer, but it was so funny. So basically, that was great. And that was the end of the episode. I loved it. It was loads of laughs. They all did great. Dan, you did another great job with this episode. I loved it. And then, and also, in another scene, Spencer was watching TV. He was watching Crazy Steve, too, from his show. So it was like Spencer watching Spencer, Carly watching Megan. So it's like them watching themselves as they're younger when they were in their other acting shows. But anyways, also, and then when it went off, it showed a promo for I Sell a Penny Tea. Apparently, it's called I Sell a Penny Tea. I always thought it was called I Make a Penny Tea because I was at the run-through for that episode. And from what I saw, I Make a Penny Tea makes more sense to me. But anyways, it is called I Sell a Penny Tea. I'm going to clarify that now. I was wrong. It's I Sell a Penny Tea. But anyways, it should be good. And you did see the steady spanking scene in it. And I saw that when they did the run-through. And I thought that was so funny. I had to laugh. I just had to because I'm like, oh, God. Because I was like, oh, wow, the SETI fans are going to love that one. But anyways, it's going to be a real good episode, guys, because it definitely was one I loved watching, and now you can finally get to see it. It's next Saturday, and it's going to be awesome. So, thanks for watching this speculation, and I'm going to wrap it up, and in the infamous words of Dan Schneider, what was I say that? No, in the infamous words of Sarcastic Leaves, rock on, SETI Warriors, rock on.